don't get caught out. Just keep, if you're not ridden before, just keep it sensible, please. Secondly, the other end of the circuit up here, where the marshals are at the top.
Welcome to another week of what seems like paradise. Look at that. Beautiful evening. The records on Strava said it was 26 degrees by this time. It's 6:45 on a Thursday night. Probably felt a bit warmer. It had been a pretty high peak in the day, but Len's got his 3/4 length trousers on there. Looks like it must be warm. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm doing a shorter voiceover version of the race, and hopefully that'll be of benefit. A few people have asked for a breakdown, but I am going to put the full race on because I know that some people have said that it's nice to just sit in a real race on the turbo. Apologies, I haven't got a rear camera. Bit of a cock up there. I forgot to put the mount on and didn't really have time. So just front camera. A bit of a spoiler. I didn't win, so you'll get to see some of the action up front. So we're about to set off now. Very laid back. Len just basically tells us we can go. That's about it. The temperature showing there is 26 degrees. And off we go. So look what happened straight away. Blam. Obviously a bit of a chance. There's Paul Oldham to my right. Neither of us are interested in reacting. Just basically got the pace up. You'll hear me talk quite a lot about the headwind on this following straight this evening. I'm not sure if it shows in the trees, but there's a pretty strong wind, pretty constant, not gusty, but it made a real difference. So this is a headwind section now, all the way up to the far corner. That meant that any solo stuff was going to have to be really well planned out and well thought out. So I'm just settling in. I think I go wide here just to try and force people through. Yeah. I wasn't interested in being too near the front, particularly on the early laps. Didn't really play into my own hands very well, as you'll see later when there's a bit of a split in the race. So everyone's rolling through. Guy who went off from the gun was chancing it really. Nice tailwind now, so no one's setting fire to anything. It's all flat, the circuit at Barrowford, the Stephen Burke hub. So there aren't any hills or inclines to think about, but you know, normally when the pressure's on, you could be doing 35, 36 miles an hour down here, so it's nice and steady. No one's panicked about the rider ahead. And yeah, I think Paul's just still chugging away on the front. There you go, it's a 5-second gap probably. I like coming wide on this corner when we're bunched up. It means that you can just keep your speed up and slot back in without having to corner too strongly. There's old Craig Vensk, straight in front of me from Rossendale. Craig is as strong as an ox, and he is still learning to race really. He doesn't use his strength very wisely. He's full of enthusiasm, and as you'll see a little bit later in the race, just spends a bit too much time on the front rather than off the front. So we're all back together now, just about to turn into the tailwind. There go Sam and on the left, and Vic. Vic Peel was the only woman in the race yesterday evening, and she was strong, really comfortable, lovely smooth pedalling. So you can really tuck in here in the headwind. You'll probably see from my power, look, it's 25-26 miles an hour, and there you go, just virtually no watts now. Don't even concern yourself when someone's slipping off the front like that in such a strong headwind. So this stretch back into the sun, back with the tailwind, is just a chance to recover. Craig wasn't concentrating there as he put his bottle in. It came a bit close. I think I was having a drink at the time. I got a bit of a fright there. Pressure's on there a bit again into the headwind, so I didn't panic. Just get into the wheels. I'm getting a lot more shelter here than just in a second. You'll see my wattage drop, because you realise that you're going to catch up anyway in that draft. There you go, the speed's up now in this tailwind section. And then quickly knock off the watch, you'll see freewheeling here, I think, just about. So we're settling in really to a bit of a formula. This rider's going really hard on the front, and it's from time to time, but it's really easy staying in the wheels here. So it's all kicking off now. There's a couple nipped off, 3 of them nipped off into a headwind. There's a Hope Rider in there, and there's 3 other Hope Riders left in the bunch. So there's a gap just starting, and there's Sam has nipped off in the gap in between. That's another Hope Rider, and here goes Paul on the left. Bang! This is when I should have gone. Now I should have known that if Paul's getting across, it's either going to bring it all back together if I jumped on, or there's going to be a big dominant bunch of Hope Riders in that front, and the latter happened basically. I missed that move. I should have had my instincts had to go with it, but I was just hoping that someone would jump on his wheel, and they didn't, and that's it. 6 riders away, slightly disorganised chase. Look, we've got people coming through from the back. Vic is in now 3rd wheel. She's not going to do a sausage to chase, and yeah, that's it. Brake slipping away. Just wanted to monitor whether anyone was going to chase or whether I've got to do a jump. My heart rate, yeah, you can see from my heart rate, and the power, it's definitely not flat out here, so there isn't anyone chasing really hard. I'm also slightly nervous about jumping because I didn't want to find myself exposed in that headwind for too long. So it's about an 8-second gap there to this little bunch in front. And Craig is on the front. So Craig, I mentioned earlier, really strong rider. He's missed that move, and he's just chugging away really. So I've got on this wheel. See, that's non-cohesion there. That's someone really fruitlessly just putting a gap in and not actually really moving towards the guys in front. So I've come across to him and he's already blown. So I'm just at the last of the headwind section here, and I thought, oh, I've got to try and get across to these guys. So just check the heart rate. Yeah, I'm blowing out my backside now. That's just about on my max, so well above my threshold. Tailwind, not helping them, not helping me. It's pretty 50-50. I think in about 20 seconds I'll look over my shoulder and yeah, no, now you can see my power's dropping. That dig took a lot out of me really. It's a hot night, and this is what I'm frightened of really. I'm 56, and just when I put these digs in I can never quite recover, so I decided to tuck in again. That's a bad thing. I mean, I can't do a big turn on the front to pull back a group like that, but so my only hope is to jump across to them. But he didn't really help the chase. Gap's the same now, and big old Craig chugging away there. See, Martin's doing the same. He's putting a pretty decent turn of pace in there, and he's got a gap. He's sat on the back the whole race, but as you'll see, he doesn't have what it takes to get over there either. The gap's probably out to about 10 seconds now in that group in front. So now we're getting towards the latter stage of the race. You can see that gap there. There is the lead group, and it just settled in. And I did turns, but we couldn't really get much of a cohesive chase sorted between us all. So this is all good for me. I'm in the racing to try and win, but I also don't want to get my second cap this year. So it'd be nice opportunity for me to start thinking about sprinting for minor places. I'm starting to, the heat does get to you. It's only saying 24 degrees. It felt sweltering. Lots of drinking, dry mouth really, and any chance of catching that group's gone. So we are definitely in energy conservation mode now. There's 2 laps to go now. The lead group's just gone around the other side. And I've ridden at this track so many times, so in all sorts of different wind directions and conditions, so I know when to move up, and it's just a little bit too early now if I want to do anything. There's a handful of riders behind me. I think there was about probably 10 of us going for the minor places, sprinting for 7th. Look at that nice low wattage tucked in there, saving my energy. So I think we're coming up towards the bell at the end of this following straight. Got the tailwind again now. Going to try and make sure I don't really do anything other than react. So there's a little kick there. You can see just brought the speed up. You can see the watts go up. This is perfect because you don't want the speed too slow, so it's quite nice. We've just got the bell there, and just the right number of people ahead of me really for this headwind section coming up. So it's time to try and tuck in here and make sure I'm staying up near the front. Bit of a tight gap, but I'm going to put myself into it rather than stay on the outside. Not having that, Martin. I'm going to push up. So there goes the sprint on the left. This is great. Look at that. Perfect. Vic's reacted. Absolutely perfect. So a nice little, just a little lift in the pace. Still not trying to dig too deep. Come out of the headwind now. So you can do a nice early sprint basically. So that's a good kick from the guy in pink. And power's right up now. I was feeling this. You can see my cadence isn't really a brilliant sprinting. I've got it up now, but there you go. I think I finished 4th in the bunch sprint. That was nice. That was a good fast sprint. That was a good clean sprint. He's just apologising. He sort of pushed through a gap. He didn't actually do anything wrong on the last corner, but he announced it, which was a bit silly really. The gap was there and he said on your left, and if you hear that when you're sprinting, the temptation is to get your elbows out a bit, but so I sort of said no to him, but yeah, he got through, and yeah, it was a good, fair, clean sprint. So I hope you've enjoyed the commentary, just experimenting with it a bit, and remember, you've got to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and remember to like it and leave us a comment. Do you enjoy watching any of these? I know they can be a bit like paint drying sometimes. I think that it's quite nice. I quite often use them in winter when I'm on the turbo to motivate myself a bit. It's certainly nice weather, isn't it? Look at that. That's Lancashire in summertime. Belting. Thank you for watching anyway. Cheers.